All right, let's talk about product packaging. And this is essentially going to be your little store. I mean, you have your online store on Amazon, but this is your introduction to the customer and how they're going to actually interact with you. So, very important to get this right. We're going to be pleasing a lot of people with this: Amazon, the government, our customers, and lawyers. Make sure everybody's happy with this. So, essentially, the goals of the product packaging, we want to protect the product because we don't want it to get damaged along the way, and Amazon's not going to be happy with that. It could get damaged in the Amazon warehouse, and you want your customers to get a product the way that it wants. All right, we need to meet Amazon's and the government's regulations because we need it to be accepted by Amazon, and we also need it to be accepted by the government into the country. So there's going to be some requirements for each one of those. So we want to enhance the customer experience. So maybe it's more of a technical product, or there's some questions, or just everything. Make it very well. Overall, we just want to make it very easy for them to use and a very pleasurable and a very good experience, depending on the product. Some you could just throw a bag on it and it's not that important if it's just like a red silicone spoon or something. But other products, people care about this item or have questions. We want to answer all of that information, and we want to introduce our brand to them so that we can build up our brand, get those positive reviews, let them know about our website and whatnot. There's rules about what you can and can't do, and we'll go over those in a little bit. But now I just want to explain everything that's going to be in your packaging, okay? So essentially, we're going to have stuff that is on the outside of your box or your bag, all right? And we're going to have stuff that's on the inside. Those are the only two options. All right, so what do you need on the outside of your box? Now, this is going to be different for every product, but these are general things. Every single product is going to need the label for Amazon so that they can process it, okay? Now, if you have certifications, those are going to need to be on outside, assuming that your supplier actually has the right to use those, which they should. You're going to want to put your logo on the outside of the packaging to increase your brand awareness and to have the differentiated packaging for your product to help protect you against hijackers and to just grow your brand. We're going to have warnings, okay? So there's going to be some warnings that are going to be, important, and we'll get into those in a little bit. Country of origin. Now, this is really important because if you don't have the country of origin on the outside, it can't get into the United States. I'm not aware of other countries at this moment, but at least in the United States, it always has to have the country of origin. Otherwise, it could get shipped back to China and you pay a fee, and then now you just got a mess. So make sure that that's on the outside. We want to have a list of the items included, unless it's just like a neoprene bag. Like if it was that neoprene alpaca bag we've talked about and just had a poly bag, probably doesn't need to say one alpaca poly bag included. Not going to be that important. But if it's like a bundle or electronics item and there's multiple things in there, you're going to want to have that. Also, you're going to want to have the design. We'll get into all the things you could have on the design in a little bit. And overall, with the outside of the box, we are trying to make Amazon happy. We are trying to make the government happy, lawyers, and the customers. So, maybe there's some warnings or something else that we need to have on the outside. Like, for example, McDonald's with their coffee cups. They had to put warning, there's hot coffee in here. Whatever their warning says. Somebody sued them because it didn't say that there's hot coffee in here. I mean, it's pretty obvious. Now that, you're probably not going to get sued for something like that because that was obviously somebody who was just taking advantage of all the money that McDonald's had. But anyways, government, like we said, with certifications, it's got to have certain stuff on there to actually get it into the country. We'll explain that. And then Amazon, we need to make them happy. So on the inside of the box, we want to have protective filler. We want to make sure that your product is going to get there nice and safe. And, essentially you can still get it there safe, but nobody wants to open a shaky box, okay? And that's where it comes down to, on the inside of the box, we talked about earlier, we want to make the customer happy. So we definitely want to have a good filler in there. It's going to help protect your product. You'll get less damaged products. Essentially, we do all this work to get customer reviews and build the best quality product. The last thing you want is poor packaging to be a result of why you're getting negative reviews. Even when you've done everything else right, if you don't get the packaging right, it can be an issue. I had an issue with mine, and I had to redo my packaging because some lenses were getting broken just because of not enough bubble wrap, just a little bit of void fill or a little bit of, leeway in there. And essentially there's like 40-pound boxes moving all around in the Amazon warehouses. So we're going to want to make sure that it's nice and tight in there. Then instructions. Obviously, we want to have the instructions to inform the customer, and those can be on the outside of the box, on all parts of inside if you want. Anchor does a really good job of it, which will show you a little bit in the good and bad examples of this, but just going over everything here. And then the packaging insert. So this is going to be your opportunity to send a message and really introduce yourself to the customer and try to get them to be a repeat customer, share it, and or leave a review. But there are requirements for what we can do with product inserts, so definitely make sure to watch that, because you can get in a lot of trouble if you're sending them, if you're saying the wrong information. People can get banned for this, and they do. And Amazon is cracking down on this more, so we'll tell you a little bit what you can and can't do. But this is overall the things. You got your insert, your instructions, and your protective filler, and obviously the product. I didn't even put it in there. And then accessories and whatnot. Outside, you got your labels, your marks. Basically, it's just lots of printing of different colors and labels and stickers. We're making people happy, and we want to have a safe product. We want to inform everybody. We want to make it look beautiful. And yeah, now we want to talk about what these all mean. So, all right, essentially the point of the overview video here is you got to get the packaging right. And the result of having good packaging is going to be higher review rates, better brand loyalty, and essentially a better overall process, and going to help your brand really grow. And bad packaging can destroy a product. So you definitely want to make sure to do this all right. If you've gotten this far and you're looking at packaging, do this one last thing. And well, there's more after this, but do this right. And now that's you do this once, and then your packaging should be like this forever. And you don't want your product to be running into issues just because of some words on a piece of cardboard or lack of like filler in yours. The most important part is the product, but we got to get it there safe and inform, make people happy. So now we're going to go on to the next video.